It is time to dive into some new makeup releases. A lot has been happening. There are some things to talk about. Let's get into it. By the way, if you're wondering how I got this look that I'm wearing right now, if you're wondering what these special shades on my eyes are, this is from the Dancing Lights palette. I filmed a video. This is what I talked about last week, and this palette is so stunning. Like, so far, I'm really into it. If you want to see the look, I will link the video down below. It's probably already up. If it's not, I will link it later. All right, and now into the the things that are happening right now. Well, maybe not right now, but that are even more new than the gloss gods. So we are starting out with something that I am very intrigued by. So this is the new Benefit Cosmetics Hoola Wave Bronzing Balm. We have 4 shades, I think, or 5. 5 shades in original, light, medium, medium deep, and deep. This is a buttery soft balm, a version of the original Hoola. I do have to say I've never tried the Hoola. I just never really felt super appealed to it. I know that it's a cult product, but just a lot of cult products I've never tried. It's strange. It's a strange thing, especially when I just started out with makeup. I was just kind of ignoring like the really popular products, except for the Naked palettes. I did have those. So this is a buttery soft balm version of the original Hoola, a natural bronze finish, 12-hour long wear, waterproof, sweatproof, smudge-proof, and transfer resistant. So when I first saw this, I thought a balm. Okay, a balm. So probably it's gonna be very balmy, emollient, sticky, too thick. I was thinking kind of like of the Tower 28 bronzers. I used to own one of those, wore it like twice or thrice, and I hated the balmy sticky feel. Like, I have since then tried some more balmy products that I did like more, but I was kind of thinking, okay, probably this is not gonna last very well. But then I saw the promises, the 12-hour wear, waterproof, smudge-proof. So that really is intriguing to me. Like, how does it work? How is a balm so long wearing? And I do like the look of the shades. That second more cool tone shade, I think that's just gonna be original. That one looks really great. And I have been trying a lot of bronzers. Like, this year so far has been the year basically of bronzers. Last year I tried like 3, and this year I've already tried like 5 or 6, maybe, like quite a lot of bronzers. But I'm intrigued. I like the packaging of this. I like the look of this. And just those promises are getting me really interested. I don't know how much this is gonna be, but I'm guessing it's gonna be like maybe around 30-35 euros here in the Netherlands. I am kind of thinking of picking this up, but it kind of depends. Sometimes products like these come to other countries way faster, and then I might see a review of people hating it. I might not grab it, but I am intrigued. It doesn't happen a lot that I'm intrigued by like more expensive bronzers and blushes. Then we have new For the Body by Patrick Ta Beauty. So we have like this glistening body oil, I believe. So we have a Major Glow Hair and Body Fragrance Mist for $44 and a Major Glow High Shine Skin Perfecting Body Creme for $58. And then we have the Major Glow Nourishing Bronzing Body Oil for $52. So I kind of wish I was this person in a way. I wish I had this life. I wish I was this absolutely glamorous, like laying on the beach in a bikini with my glimmering skin, or going to the pool and just having this big sun hat on and being so tan and glimmery. But it's just not really me. I never really go swimming. It doesn't happen a lot. And then when I go out, I always feel like it's just a little bit much for what I'm doing and where I'm going. I never feel like it's the right moment to be this like shiny and glowy. Like, I never really actually do that. I've had products kind of like this in the past, but I've never really put it on my skin. It always just feels like it's going almost a step too far, and I would be a little bit afraid of it getting on my clothes. Maybe that's also the thing, but I never really feel like it's the moment. I never really feel like this is the time to put on a shimmering body oil. So that's a really long-winded way of saying I'm not gonna buy this. If I would buy something like this, probably they will have something like this from Kiko in the summer collection again, then I would buy that, but I just don't really think it's for me. And then we have the new Menacing Metals lipstick shades from Unearthly Cosmetics. I don't see the swatches here, but I'm sure they had them on their page. Yes. So we have a few really kind of like fun lighter pastel shades, and then kind of like a bronzy orange, a bright pink, a brown, and it's just like a sparkling black. It looks really cool, but it's a little bit too out there. It's a little bit too like special shades for the lips for me. I know I would never wear it. Like if I had it and I would apply it, I would think, okay, this is so cool, and then I would never wear it again. Kind of like a like shimmering brow gel. Like it's just a little bit too editorial for me to actually like buy that and try that and like actually use that. Like I would only wear it for like an Instagram photo. So then it's not gonna be for me. It's not really part of my makeup style. I really totally understand we're going into this direction. Like the trends are going into the direction of very sparkly, very metallic, duochrome, multi-chrome, holochrome lips. And I understand it, but I personally don't really need it. It's the same as those glosses by Unearthly Cosmetics that I talked about last week. It's just not entirely my thing. And then we have from Beauty Creations Cosmetics a new collab, of course, with Barbie. And it really feels like this Barbie, like really like the brand Barbie. We see just the branding of Barbie, and it feels very nostalgic to me. We have in this collection the Hello World Multi-Use Shadow Palette for $16. The shadow palette looks a little bit like muted and soft, but in a way it also looks like something that I could maybe enjoy. I'm kind of thinking, I have in my cart at Boozy Shop a eyeshadow palette from Beauty Creations, and I'm kind of thinking of buying that and doing a full face of Beauty Creations because I just love that brand so much. I never really hear many people talk about it, only when it's about their collabs that people don't really understand. I also don't fully understand them, but I just feel like the products that they have in their regular range, lip products, cheek products, what else have I tried? A lot of cheek products. Those are so good. I kind of want to try their eyeshadow formula and do it in like a full face of Beauty Creations format. I just love that brand. So we also have pH lip oils for $8, of course, and more lip oils. These are not pH, $8 as well. A blush trio for $14. That blush trio actually looks really nice. Will this get to Boozy Shop? I don't know. Does it usually? I don't really pay a lot of attention. I think sometimes. But that trio, that looks really good. Okay, if I see that at Boozy Shop, I will probably buy it because that is kind of like the soft pink shade of my dreams. I have so many blushes in this shade, but this looks really cute. Then we also have a setting mist, body oil, Futurist bright pink setting powder, sponge set, keychain, and also some solo eyeshadows, like single eyeshadows. It says Riding Solo Single Eyeshadow for $6. It will be available 27th of March on their website. Okay, I'm gonna check the website because I wanna see some swatches of that trio, of that blush trio. Why can't I click it? I just wanna see. So we have kind of like a cool toned powder blush, I think, and then a more warmer toned cream blush, and then we have a highlighter. Well, it's not too warm toned. This looks really nice. I kind of want to buy this. I am going to keep my eye on that because that looks really, really nice. Okay, I think overall it just kind of looks like what we've seen before from them. They always do kind of like these eyes and cheeks and just a bunch of pH reacting lip products and just accessories. It kind of feels sometimes a little bit like Essence or Catrice, but not really. But just with the accessories. I just feel like they always do kind of like similar things with their collabs, and I kind of get it, but I feel like it could be a little bit more inspiring. Also, what is the shape of that eye and cheek palette? It's in the shape of a bus. I think that's kind of funny. I remember playing with like buses and houses and cars by Barbie when I was younger, so it does make sense. I might buy something from this collection, but I'll see when if it gets to Boozy Shop. Then we have a Made by Mitchell, the mini curve case. So it has a blush, a bronze, and a glow cream product in it. None of these really seem like they would be my shade. I feel like the shade range here is a little bit limiting. Like, I get it. You have to place some things together, but I don't see a palette here that I would really use. And also I have the bigger curve case. I have the curve case with all of the highlighters, and then I have the curve case in lighter, and I think that is enough for me. So I kind of get this. Like, this could be a nice way to kind of like try the formula, but I don't think I personally need this, and this is $30. So That's also not too far off from a bigger curve case, and I don't feel like those are really like chunky or clunky or hard to store. But of course this could be maybe a little bit easier to just throw in a makeup bag. But yeah, definitely don't need that. And then we have a bunch of new releases from Sephora Collection. There is so much going on here. We have the colorful blush and highlighter Glaze. That one actually looks pretty nice. I quite like the packaging. It's color coordinated. There is quite a nice kind of like soft pinky shade here that I would maybe be interested in. But I won't be able to see this in store. I don't know if it's interesting enough to actually make an order from Sephora France. I'm gonna think about that, but that does look nice. Then we also have the Color Twister Color Changing Oil in Stick for Lip and Cheek. Don't really understand. Oh, it's pH reacting, of course. Okay, don't need that. Then we have Blush, Blush, Blush. Cream and Powder Palette, $18. Looks kind of cute. I do feel like we're seeing a lot of these blush trios. A lot like that is going on. I don't really think I want any of those. Like the Color Glaze, that is what I'm most interested in. Then we have the Totally Juicy Lip Tint. Those are $14. We have 9 shades. Kind of feels like it's inspired by like K-beauty lip products. And I have a lot of these kind of like juicy tint, like gloss, but also staining kind of products. And I just have realized that stains don't really work for me because my lips are just too dry for them. Even the new NYX ones that are like a lot more thick, a lot more hydrating. I even feel with those that it sinks in my lip lines, and at the end it just rubs off so quickly. Like after the gloss is gone, the stain rubs off so quickly because my lips are so dry. So this is not what I'm gonna do anymore. I'm gonna accept that it's not my type of lip product, even though so many people love them. And then we also have the instant bronzing drops. It looks like the bronzing drops that we've seen from a lot of brands and also from a lot of affordable brands. I don't really need those because I do have some that I like and I don't even use those a lot. And then we have the transfer proof lip liner. Those are $23, which is quite a lot of money. Well, that better be a very long lasting lip liner. I don't really know. Well, it says 8 hours. 8 hours is not that long. Well, maybe for a lip liner. If it really stays on for 8 hours, okay. That's pretty long, but I don't know. It's pretty, like, that price is pretty steep. And then we also have the Glow Makeup Setting Spray, $16. By the way, I bought the Huda Beauty Setting Spray. I last week was talking about how bigger brands always have denatured alcohol and perfume in their setting sprays. I didn't even really like pay any attention to the Huda Beauty Setting Spray. I was just like, okay, it's gonna have that. I didn't even read the caption. Like, I really have to get better at just actually reading what is going on. Sometimes I just assume things. I need to focus, but there's always so much happening. And then someone in the comments told me that there's actually no denatured alcohol and no perfume in it. And I ordered it because that is very interesting to me. A long-lasting setting spray that is not going to irritate my skin, that doesn't really happen. So I'm going to be trying that out. And then in this collection we also have the Blush and Go Longwear Matte Liquid Blush for lips and cheeks, $16 each. It's kind of like in that like chic glam style packaging. It looks kind of cute, but I don't think I need anything here. But that glaze, I'm going to keep an eye on. I'm going to see. Then from Fenty we have the new lip oils with a shimmer finish. I think that's kind of interesting. We do have some nice shades here. I do love the look of that kind of like purpley blue. I don't think I'm gonna buy any of these. I honestly am drowning in lip products and there are just other brands that I'm focusing on more. So I don't think I really need it, but I do think it's a good choice for like the times that we're living in. The trends are shimmery lips. And then we have a re-release of the Botanical palette by Beauty Bay. So this palette was a really popular palette, I believe, and I did also buy it and review it. I really enjoyed it, and it used to be 20 pans, I believe, originally, and now they have kind of like a smaller version and a bigger version that is gonna be in their collection permanently. I'm a little on the fence with this because I kind of feel like, why didn't they just bring back the original amount? Okay, had to change my battery. So what I was saying is the bigger one is 30 euros or even more. Here it says $40, so probably more than that. And then we also have the small palette, the 16 color palette. This one is 21.50. $50. I don't feel like the smaller really captures the vibe of the Botanical palette, and I feel like the bigger one is maybe a little bit too big. I see some redundant shades. I personally would be a little bit disappointed if I was waiting on the re-release of the Botanical palette, but at the same time, I would also take what I could get. Let me grab my palette. Alright, that took me way too long to find. So this is the original Botanical palette, and this is the color story. I think that this is really well done. We have like a pop of green over here in a corner, but it's not that green as what they've done now with the new release. I feel like this is enough. I feel like this is giving you what you need, except for maybe one darker shade could be nice, but we have oak, eggplant and myrtle, so you have some options. I kind of feel like this is what we needed. Like this color story, it's enough. It's good like this. It was good like this. But we got a bigger palette and a smaller palette, but it's also, of course, what they do when they release things in their regular line. So I'm not really mad about it. I understand it, but I just feel like, where are all these greens coming from? It's a lot, and I feel like it's a little bit redundant. But I did really enjoy the original Botanical palette. I can totally imagine you'd want to pick this up. Then we have from Morphe the new Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio. I told you all of these brands are coming out with face trios. It's what's going on right now. And here it says, capture how skin looks in life's most thrilling moments with Morphe's Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio, featuring 3 textures, a setting cream, a luminous balm, and a velvet powder in monochromatic tones. A luminous balm, okay, might get a little bit sticky, I don't know. It doesn't have fragrance or talc. It's gonna be $19 each. I gotta say, I'm kind of interested in this because this middle shade that I see here, that's kind of like, that's my perfect blush color. I love the look of that so much. I'm kind of on the fence about the balm. It kind of depends how thick it is, how sticky it is. I can appreciate a balm from time to time because I do have dry skin. I feel like if you have oily skin and you put a balm on top, it's all just gonna slide around. But with dry skin, it kind of almost dries into the skin and almost like plumps up the skin a little bit. So I am kind of intrigued, but I don't feel like I need the Beauty Creations one and this one. It's kind of like the same color, but maybe then I would prefer the Beauty Creations one. I kind of have to like put them next to each other and see how I feel. Like, are these too similar? Well, maybe not. I feel like the Beauty Creations one does have some other colors. Yeah, it's also pink, of course. But I do love my pink blushes. I might pick this one up. Like, I don't think I've ever tried anything Morphe ever. And this might be the thing. This might be the thing that I actually try because I do really like the color of this one. And then we have some more Fenty Beauty. This is the Hella Thicc Volumizing Mascara and Let's Be Blunt Brown. For the dramatic effect but with a softer finish. There's also a primer. This is coming soon. So a brown mascara. I do have to say I have favorites when it comes to brown mascaras, and I don't really feel like I want to get into a more expensive mascara. I have drugstore favorites that really work so well for me, and that really makes sense for me. I don't really like to pay a lot of money for the products that I use a lot and use up a lot. I buy a mascara and I use it up. Well, right now I'm kind of like using 2 at a time that do have a different effect for me, but I don't buy a lot of mascaras. I try to use the ones up that I open, except for like the colorful ones. I don't use those up, but I have those for the option. So I don't think I would pick this one up. Then we have from IT Cosmetics the Do It All Radiant Concealer. This is a skincare-based 4-in-1 concealer. It plumps, corrects, hydrates, and brightens. It's a serum concealer that delivers a flawless radiant finish without settling into fine lines. Instant smoothing, crease resistant, multivitamin, unique applicator in 30 shades. This is going to be available March 30th. I have just come to the conclusion that I don't really like serum concealers for myself. I am looking for a bit of a thicker, more creamy concealer that doesn't have any perfume in it. That is my goal, and usually when I come across a concealer that is an option for me, it does have perfume in it. So I kind of have to go on the hunt. I don't feel like I have my perfect concealer right now, but the serum concealers that I've tried have all really emphasized texture for me, even when they say they won't. So I'm not gonna pick this one up. Then we have the full review of the new Glamlite Breaking Dawn Part 1 Twilight Collab collection. And this looks like what I would have expected from it. This looks exactly like what I would expect from Glamlite. The color stories, the collection, the packaging. It's just very Glamlite. Like, this is what Glamlite does nowadays. But I was a little bit surprised because we have this is a Team Jacob eyeshadow palette, and this one actually caught my eye, caught my attention. I was about to scroll on because I thought, okay, it's the next Glamlite collection, alright, and I don't really have like an affiliation or feelings about the Twilight movies or books. I've never read the books. I watched 2 movies and then I just quit. But I think this color story looks really nice. It's kind of like a muted, cool tone on the verge of almost colorful color story. This is really beautiful. I can really see myself doing looks with this. Like, we have some kind of like almost greenish, sagey shades. We have some kind of like grayish shades, but not entirely. And then we have some beiges that you can combine with the grayish shades. And then we kind of have these cool tone browny, purpley shades. I'm kind of intrigued. I really like the look of this color story, but it kind of depends if this is the good Glamlite formula. Because I do hear things about the Glamlite formula being better or worse in different palettes. So I would want to try this, maybe, potentially, if this is the good Glamlite formula. Then this would be my first Glamlite palette in years and years and years. I don't think I've ever bought one of their collab eyeshadow palettes. I was really close to buying the Betty Boop one, but in the end I thought, okay, I'm not gonna use it enough. And I feel like at that time I was just trying a lot of different things, and yeah, I just didn't grab it in the end. But this eyeshadow palette I think looks really nice. We have a black that I'm not gonna use, but besides that, like, I see some really nice kind of like daily looks in here, kind of like interesting cool tone neutral palette. Do I really want an eyeshadow palette with Jacob's face on it? Well, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, he's a handsome man. I can recognize that. I might buy it. I'm considering it. Then this I find really exciting, and we've talked about this before because they have been like sneak peeking this, but this is the packaging of the Glaminatrix Cosmetics Nearly Natural eyeshadow palette, and it's gonna be pink. There will be a pre-sale in approximately 3 weeks, and I am probably gonna buy this because the Nearly Natural palette, the original one, is one of my favorite neutral palettes in my collection. I love the color story, the shades, the formula, and this one is gonna have some different shades. It's gonna have some extra shades, and I am just all for it. And I kind of want to do a video comparing the old one with the new one and seeing how I feel about this new one. The old one is just so good. There are a lot of people that miss out on this palette that I think are gonna be really happy for it to return. And the packaging looks cute. Not anything that makes me super excited, but it looks cute, and I'm excited to see like the new shades and what the color story will look like now. Like, Glaminatrix is just a brand that excites me. And then we have from Makeup Revolution the new Laminate Brow Fixer and Instant Brow Pen. So these are 2 new products. And this brow pen has like 5 or 6 even, 6 little tips, so it's really easy to fill in. It's not really for me. I never really use a product like this. I use a little bit of a like brow pencil, and then I use a more fluffy volumizing like brow gel, which has a little bit of color to it. This looks like an interesting launch. I don't think I'm going to be picking it up, but I did want to mention it. Then we're from Laneige, a shade extension of the Glaze Craze Tinted Polypeptide Lip Serum. And we have a more purpley berry shade, and then we have a light pink shade. These are a nourishing tinted Korean lip serum with donut-inspired shades. It has ceramides and polyglutamic acid. So I've been people using these, promoting these on TikTok, and I do feel like they look really nice. But I wasn't really interested so far, but then I saw this light pink shade. I'm kind of intrigued. I'm kind of considering maybe trying this light pink shade because it does really look like a really nice soft pink color, and these do look really glossy on the people that I've seen it on. It's a little bit more on the expensive side, but if people really love it, well, that's a question. I don't think I've seen a non-sponsored video of this. If people really love it, I would like to try it. Let me know if you've tried it and if you think it's worth it to try that light pink shade. That one is called Strawberry Sprinkles. I think that is the first shade that is really like my kind of shade, or maybe Cinnamon Sugar. That one also looks good. Yeah, that one also looks nice. I'm considering it. I'm not sure. It could be nice. They look very glossy. And then this was just announced. This is the new mini palette, the mini cozy palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I gotta say, I'm a little confused. This palette looks so kind of like dull and muted and soft in this photo, and kind of like it's all satin. Like, are there shimmers in here? Are there different textures in here? What is going on here? I have heard so many good things about the mini palettes that ABH came out with over the holidays. Like, we had a warmer palette and then a cooler tone palette. I've been very, very close to buying that cooler tone palette, but I thought, I have so many eyeshadow palettes. Do I now also start buying ABH? Like, sometimes I have to stop myself of including more brands on my channel, even though that looked really good and had really good reviews and I saw some really great looks. This one, it just looks very dull. And I'm kind of thinking, is it the photography? What is going on here? I want to see some swatches because I don't know what to think here. Like, is this really it, or am I missing something? And are there gonna be some different photos, some other photos where it's gonna look so much better and we're gonna see that there are actually really nice shimmers in here? Like, I don't think the way this is looking, the way this is presented in this photo, that I am gonna be picking it up. It is just, I do love a boring look from time to time. Like, I can be inspired by a neutral palette, but I think this is just going one bridge too far for me. I kind of feel like this is the week of brands that I don't use or try or buy from a lot that intrigue me. Like, there are some things that I'm planning on picking up, like Morphe. Am I gonna buy something Morphe? Am I gonna buy something Benefit? I don't know if I've ever had anything Benefit, so it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna see when these will be available to me and if I'm gonna buy them. Like, sometimes it's also fun to branch out a little bit. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and then I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.